Welcome to today's episode of Depreciation Nation, and we happen to be on location in Canton, Georgia today. And Jason, to my left here, was kind enough to invite us to film in his garage. We are going to call this somewhat of an enthusiast segment because, as you can see, there are enthusiast cars all around us and behind us, which we're going to get more to in a minute. This is Jason's barn, where you work.
Yeah.
And you kind of contribute to a cause, and so we want to talk a little bit about the cause, we want to talk a little bit about what you do, and then lastly we're going to talk about the cars, which is what you all want to hear.
Well, I'm Jason, and that's my name. I am a mechanic and a pastor.
Okay.
I was a pretty bad drug addict for a long time, alcoholic, and found my niche with cars. I've always had a love for cars, and it seems to be the talent that I developed through my addiction and out of my addiction and in my sobriety. But what we do here is we have about 28 guys that live on property here, and we use the funds from the cars that we work on and from donations to keep guys in the program. It's not really a program, it's a sober living community. It's for guys that already have, you know, some form of sobriety and are just trying to figure out how to get back. We want to help people get back in the community, being productive, tax-paying members of society, dads, you know, and we do that through 12 steps, and through Christian work.
Okay.
But it's mostly service work.
And so if people wanted to donate, is there a capacity in which they can do that?
Absolutely. This is a 401c3, is that right?
Yep.
401c3. And it is a tax donatable.
And is it on the internet where they
It
can
is on the
find it?
internet. I'm not going to give us up just because if you want it bad enough, you can find it.
That's just fine.
But we call this the house of prayer and repair.
Okay.
You know, if man makes it, man can fix it. Man can't make people, and man can't fix people. That's just kind of my approach to the deal. God had to fix me. I had a God-sized problem. But you know, we're here to talk about cars, and what I found out early in my sobriety was that, you know, I thought I had to give up all the things that I loved to serve God, and what I found out was that God likes cool stuff. So I think God's in this. You know, we'll do this to help folks. You know. What else is there? You know, I think that's all about what God is. So, as far as me, I'm a master tech, multiple different ways. I'm a car guy. I've been a crew chief on a funny car team. I got sober in Texas and then moved out here.
Okay.
I was born and raised here. I was in Texas for about 10 years, worked in the oil field, worked on high horse diesels, and ran around all over the country and had a blast and made a lot of money. And now I'm here fixing broken cars.
Awesome. So let's talk about those broken cars. What do we have here?
This is a 69 Camaro. It is a customer's car. It's an original SS convertible big block 4-speed car, and it's got a dark 540 with Pro 1 heads. And this is what happens when you spend too much time on the rev limiter. You blow them up, and this one is blown up. So we're going to do a little cylinder head repair, and we're going to go back through it. We're going to fix it for him and put him back on the road.
And you said that this is not the first time this car has been here when we were talking earlier.
This is the second time I'm going to build this engine for the same reason. So I've worked on this car extensively over the last couple of years. It's a pretty nice car. And then we got the Bronco here. It's another customer's car. He's actually going to fund us in a major way, so we can get an apprentice up here working full time, and that takes money. You got to pay somebody to work, right? So he's going to fund us, and we're going to work out a good deal, and we're going to do kind of a resto mod, kind of, you know, it'll be stock mechanically, but it's going to look good, and it'll be modernized and updated and comfortable and safe when we're done with it. It'll be a nice build. And then this is what we typically work on. Stuff like the Volvo here. Little old lady had it, bought it new, true story. Drove it for 20 years. It needed a head gasket. It's $4,000 for the dealership to put a head gasket and a motor mount on it, and it's about a $4,000 car. So she donated it to us. We're going to do the repair, and we will sell it to support the ministry.
Fantastic.
So,
and then last but not least, let's talk about your personal vehicle outside here.
My personal vehicle is a 2012 Cadillac CTS-V, and it has got the unusual color of thunder gray metallic on it. It is a driver. It's just a nice little car, man. I had an 80-mile commute when I was in Texas, and it was a pretty good commuter car. It was 80 miles, and it took about 52 minutes to get from driveway to driveway in that car.
It's a beautiful
It was
car.
a lot of fun. The car was built in Texas and tuned in Texas. It makes 714 horsepower to the pavement, and it is absolutely drivable.
That's amazing.
There's no such thing as too much horsepower, only too much throttle. So that is my driver. Everything on it works just like it's supposed to. I could never afford to build a car like that, so I let somebody else build it and let them take the beating, and I bought it from them, and I love it.
It's a great way to do it.
It's a great car.
Great way to do it. So we're getting ready to go out in this car, and let's go.
Oh man. Yeah, I think this is a 30-mile-an-hour zone, so I should probably slow down.
You know, we were going so fast I didn't realize we were still doing it.
I took off in second gear too.
And it's just,
Just awesome and smooth and quiet.
yeah, it's like a Cadillac.
Yep.
Love it. Yeah, you have anger mode and you have happy mode.
Yeah, and you have open the exhaust motor. Got two personalities like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
I like Mr. Hyde more.
Close the exhaust up. There's something about the way it feels, and it also stops and turns. That's another big advantage that I like.
Clearly, because I was concerned there for the first time that we did that.
It's so hard to drive the speed limit though.
Imagine.
Let me get down to the speed limit. We'll be there in a minute.
Now it feels like I could walk this speed.
I know. We're still not there. I think the speed limit's 35. That's 35 right there. Let me show you the car that started it all. But that's the one that started it all. This is 1971 Olsonville 442. I've had it since 1985. It was my first car. I was 15 when I got it.
That's awesome.
Yep. Someday she'll be on the road again.
What kind of shape was it in when you got it?
It was very nice.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been battled and abused and beat on and shot at and missed at and hit multiple times, but it's really pretty close right now. I painted it outside myself because I couldn't afford to pay somebody to do the paint and body work. I stripped it all the way down to the middle. I painted it outside in the direct sunlight 17 years ago, and it's holding up pretty good.
I would agree.
It's not terrible. I hate to have the interior done again because my granny had it done for me in 1987 as a graduation present, and it really needs to be done again. I think I'll just leave it just because she paid for it. That was my graduation gift. But it's a real 442. It's not a numbers matching car. Funny thing is, I paid $2,200 for it, and it was
That's a lot of money.
a running driving car.
That's awesome.
That's a lot of money in 1985.
And so that's why we do this, because the stories about the cars are just as important as the cars themselves. So thanks to Jason for inviting us out. Thanks for that amazing ride in that CTS-V, which may or may not be for sale. And remember to hit that subscribe button at the bottom of your screen so that you don't miss awesome content like this. If you'd like to see us try something else, make sure that you comment in the comments down below. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.